Some time ago, I did a video called Hook Exercises for the Gym, where I showed and explained to you 6 exercises that you can do in any commercial gym to strengthen your hook. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'll put it down in the video description. You enjoyed that video a lot, so I will show you 5 more exercises that you can do in any commercial gym to become a stronger hook puller. Most of these exercises are not only just for hook, these are very basic exercises that will help you become stronger in every arm wrestling position. As always, I will show you the exercises and explain to you some important aspects that you must consider when doing these exercises to get the most results out of them. It's also extremely important to train on a progressive overload principle, which is one of the most important principles when it comes to building strength. I will also do a separate video about this topic because it is such an important principle and a lot of arm wrestlers are neglecting it. With that being said, let's start with the exercises, and the first one on the list is one arm bicep curls. You will need a bench that is completely vertical for this exercise. If you don't have a bench, just use the power rack or the Smith machine in your gym, as I will show you in the video. The reason why I like to use a vertical bench rather than the 45-degree squat bench that most gyms have is because on the vertical bench, it is easier to know when your arm has reached a 90-degree angle. When your arm reaches a 90-degree angle, that's when your bicep gets activated the most and you will get the best results out of your training. When you do this exercise, it is extremely important to do it clean, which means you will go down until your forearm is parallel to the ground. It's very easy to cheat yourself on this exercise. I see a lot of guys that put crazy weights on the bar when doing this exercise, but then they curl it only 5 centimeters. Don't be one of those guys. Let your ego aside and train properly. The second exercise on the list is finger curls with a dumbbell. Just grab a dumbbell, sit down on a bench and do the exercise like shown in the video. You can also use fat grips if you want to make this exercise harder. You can do 2 variations when it comes to this exercise. The first variation is just to pick the weight up and do it dynamically for a few reps. The second variation is a static one, meaning you will pick the weight up and hold it statically for a certain amount of time. I recommend you something between 15 and 25 seconds if you choose to do this exercise statically. Whether you do this exercise for reps or statically, it is extremely important to start this exercise with a straight wrist. And also your wrist must be straight after every single repetition. I also recommend you to put a fat grip on the dumbbell because most of the gym dumbbells are not thick enough to target your fingers properly. If you don't have a fat grip, just take a piece of an old towel, wrap it around the dumbbell a few times, and you will have almost the same effect. Moving on to the third exercise, which is a great strength building exercise for every arm wrestling technique, and that is pull-ups. Same as the last exercise, you can use fat grips to target your fingers and wrist even more. Pull-ups are great to build a strong back as well as a strong brachioradialis muscle. These 2 muscle groups, your back and your brachioradialis, are responsible for a strong back pressure on the table, which you will need regardless of your arm wrestling style. I recommend you to do the pull-ups with a neutral grip, which simulates the best the start of an arm wrestling match. You can do your pull-ups with different grip widths if you want to build some general strength, but for arm wrestling specifically, the neutral pull-ups are the most effective ones. It's also very important to do your pull-ups with additional weight. If you can do 8 pull-ups with your body weight, start adding some additional weight. You want to build strength, which means you must increase the weight systematically from session to session. For arm wrestling, you can also do partial pull-ups, which means you will train only the top part of the movement. Go down until your arm has reached a 90-degree angle and then pull yourself up. This is exactly the angle that you will need on the arm wrestling table. You can also do some full range of motion pull-ups if you want to build some general strength. Also, try to do the reps as clean as possible, which means you will pull yourself up until your chin is above the bar. Next exercise on the list is pronation with a belt. Same as the last exercise, this is a great one regardless of your technique. Arm wrestlers usually do this exercise with a karate belt, but you can do it also in any commercial gym without any special equipment. Just take a 1-end rope that you use to do your tricep extensions, Or if your gym doesn't have one of those, use your regular towel. It works exactly the same. In my opinion, this is not the best exercise for pronation if you are an intermediate or advanced arm wrestler. But if you are a beginner, this is a great exercise and you can expect very good results from it. I also recommend you to do this exercise on the pulley and not with free weights. The reason being is that you can control the weight with your pronator better when you do it on the pulley system, and at the same time you can ensure that your forearm is in a 90-degree angle relative to the pulley system. Set your pulley in a way that will simulate the start of an arm wrestling match and do your pronation work from there. Moving on to the last exercise, which is back rows with the dumbbell. Again, you can use fat grips if you want to target your wrist and fingers even more. The other variation would be to do this exercise like a bodybuilder, which means you will use straps to take the grip factor out of the equation and to focus yourself on developing a strong back. In my opinion, the first variation with fat grips is the better one, because no matter how strong your back is, if your wrist and fingers are not strong enough so they stay intact, your back will not help you that much. The second variation, where you do this exercise like a bodybuilder, is more suited for building general strength and is not that arm wrestling specific. It's also extremely important to control the weight during the whole movement. It's very easy to cheat yourself and swing on this exercise, so avoid that as much as possible. Take a weight that you can control so you will get the most results out of your training. These were 5 exercises that you can do at your local gym, not only to build a strong hook, but also to become a stronger, more well-rounded arm wrestler. If my videos are helping your arm wrestling game grow, consider supporting the channel. Link is down below. If you have any questions, write it down in the comment section. I will answer them all, and keep your eyes on this channel. Great stuff is coming.